If you're going to drink, I'd rather you do it in the house so I know you're safe, my mom said to me and my friends. And by the end of that night, I found out who my friends really were. Mom set bottles of vodka and rum on the kitchen counter like it was no big deal and everyone went quiet. Ground rules, she said. Nobody leaves until morning. Nobody drives. And if anyone gets sick, you come get me immediately. My best friend Seth was already reaching for the vodka before she finished talking, and my crush Lola squeezed my arm and whispered that my mom was literally the coolest parent she'd ever met. Mom poured everyone's first drink herself and then disappeared upstairs like she trusted us completely. The first hour felt like a movie, and everyone was dancing in my living room and laughing way too loud. Seth kept saying he couldn't feel his face and asking if anyone else was feeling it yet. Lola was spinning around with her eyes closed, bumping into furniture and giggling every time she almost fell. Some kid from my chemistry class was standing on my couch giving a speech about how much he loved everyone, and two girls were in the corner crying about being best friends forever. But somewhere around the second hour, things started getting weird. This girl I'd known since middle school came up to me while I was grabbing another drink and said, "Can I be honest with you about something?" I told her sure, and she looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You know, nobody actually thinks you're funny, right?" I laughed because I thought she was messing with me, but her face didn't change. "I'm serious," she said while swaying back and forth. "Everyone just laughs because they feel bad for you, and it's actually kind of sad to watch. Drunk words are sober thoughts, you know." I walked away trying to shake it off when Seth found me in the kitchen with this look on his face like he was about to confess to a crime. "Bro, I need to tell you something," he said while grabbing my shoulder. "I've been hooking up with your ex for like 2 months now." I stared at him because this was my best friend since freshman year, telling me he'd been sneaking around behind my back. I put my drink down and told him I needed some air, and he called after me saying he was sorry, but I just kept walking. I found Lola in the hallway stumbling against the wall, and she could tell something was wrong immediately because she asked if I was okay. I told her what Seth said, and she hugged me and told me he was an idiot, and I actually started to feel a little better. That's when I noticed Danny watching us from across the room. He'd been acting drunker than anyone all night, knocking things over and slurring his words so bad you could barely understand him. He walked over and put his hand on Lola's shoulder. "Hey, you look like you need to sit down somewhere quiet," he said to her. Lola shook her head and said she was fine, but Danny didn't back off. "Come on, there's a room back here where you can lay down," he said while gesturing toward the bedrooms. "I'll stay with you and make sure nobody bothers you." I told Danny she said she was fine, but he barely looked at me. "She's clearly not fine, bro. I'm just trying to help." He started guiding her away with his hand pressed firmly against her lower back, and Lola looked over her shoulder at me like she was hoping I would do something. I followed them down the hallway and told Danny to let her go, but he said I was being dramatic. He had her cornered against the wall and was leaning in close, telling her everything was going to be okay, when my mom's voice cut through the music from the top of the stairs. "Everyone stop what you're doing," my mom said in a voice I'd never heard her use before. She walked down slowly while every single person in that house went silent, and she went straight to the bottles on the counter. Danny stepped away from Lola immediately and shoved his hands in his pockets like nothing had happened. "This is water," my mom said while holding up the vodka bottle. "Every single bottle I put out tonight is water or juice. None of you have had a drop of alcohol." The kid who'd been giving speeches about loving everyone suddenly looked completely sober, and the girls who'd been crying went dead quiet. "I wanted to see who you really were when you thought you had an excuse," my mom continued, "and now I know exactly who each of you is." Her eyes locked onto Danny, who had gone completely pale against the wall. "You thought she was drunk," she said to him, "and you tried to get her alone in a bedroom. You tried to take advantage of her." Danny started saying he was just trying to help, but my mom cut him off cold. "I watched everything from upstairs. I saw your hand on her back. I heard what you whispered to her." She stepped closer to him, and her voice dropped low. "You weren't helping anyone but yourself, and you knew exactly what you were doing." My mom made every single person at that party call their parents to pick them up and explain what they did while she stood there watching.